And Sinn Féin, they want the levy scrapped and they're bringing a motion to the Dáil this evening.
Yeah, that's right. That 2-hour motion due to be debated a little later this evening, and it calls for the government to introduce a defects levy, as they call it, focused on the banks, the big developers and those who are responsible for the defects, rather than pursuing this concrete block charge, which is due to raise about €80 million, the government intending to use that to go towards the cost of remediation properties that are defective for one reason or another. This likely to be the government's first major test of being able to stand over some of the budget measures. This had been pre-signalled many months beforehand, but the government doesn't tend to hold firm on this. And Paschal Donohoe, who's been speaking to our economics correspondent Paul Colgan in Luxembourg this morning, says the government does not intend to back down now.
I'm absolutely committed to bringing forward the levy, and the government in the finance bill will have to detail how it could operate and what will be the implementation of it. Of course, when I'm in the Dáil this evening, I'll hear the views of colleagues in relation to it. I'll engage with colleagues in government as well. But this is one of the few revenue-raising measures that are contained in our budget. And the reason why we are raising revenue is the need to find billions of euro to deliver commitments that we should have, and we do have.
Now, the major concern among opposition parties is that this is going to simply increase the cost of building a home. The Taoiseach at the weekend dismissed that it would have too much of an impact, but there does appear to be research from the likes of the ESRI, which does estimate that this might add 3,000 to 4,000 to the cost of constructing a new property. And opposition parties today are united that they think this is a cost that should be borne by the sector, not by customers.
We struggled with this as well. Like, when we had our discussions around it, we struggled with the how do you do this in a way that it's not passed on to the eventual consumer. And we felt the best way to do it is essentially to try and approach it like a windfall tax.
You know, we talk about the windfall profits of energy companies. There's massive windfall profits being made because of the property disaster in this situation, as rents and property values are going up. Why don't we tax that?
Now, interestingly, there is concern among some within the government parties that this might result in fewer houses being delivered because of the increasing costs now of supplying a home. We've just been hearing today from some Sinn Féin senators who are concerned that this might slow down the provision of new housing at a time when there is still a chronic shortage. And what's also worth remembering is that although the government says it is committed to this, it hasn't exactly published the tech spec, if you like, of how all of this is going to be delivered. That's not going to be due until the finance bill, which is still a couple of weeks away.
All right, Gavin, thank you for that.